Kevin Magpie 24/7 and hope you're all good. So, Newcastle bow out of the Carabao Cup in the quarter-final after losing on penalties to Chelsea last night, and it's a tough one to take. I thought it was very reminiscent of the PSG game a couple of weeks ago. We got a goal through Callum Wilson. He's he's 100th game for Newcastle, and considering he's got a assists slash goal contribution of over 50, considering he played for a Steve Bruce for half of that time, is nothing short of extraordinary, which is great. Like, Callum Wilson's been my best number 9 since Shearer. I will stand by that. He's been exceptional. He's been consistent, and he's been brilliant. Imagine if he could stay fit for the 100% of the time, he'd be nigh on triple figures now, wouldn't he, if he avoided injury? But yeah, tough one to take last night. Really tough one. Because I thought, for even though Chelsea have had the ball and Chelsea looked the better side, they didn't really create much in terms of chances. Were nullifying their attack, and yeah, it did take a big mistake from Trippier for them to equalise and for it to go to penalties for a Mudryk goal. In that situation, like, I don't know why Trippier's headed it towards the ground, and obviously Mudryk's reacted to it first, which it's went to penalties, and then obviously Kieran Trippier's missed his penalty as well as Richie has. But some of the slander I've seen for Kieran Trippier online is absolutely ludicrous. It's mental, actually. Like, this same player pocketed Mbappe in the Champions League. Like, Mbappe didn't have a sniff when they came to St James's Park. Marco Reus didn't have a sniff at St James's Park when Dortmund came here. Like, Kieran Trippier was the first signing of this takeover, and for me, he's been the best signing. He set the standard, he set the culture for what type of player needed to come here and what was expected. And yes, he's made a couple of mistakes. He made a couple at Everton, he made a couple at Tottenham, and he made a couple last night. It happens. But outside of those mistakes, where can you say he's made other mistakes? You cannot really. In a 2 year period in which he's been at the club, name a right back that's made less than 4 mistakes for a club over the past 2 years. You won't find one. Like, you look down the road at Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold looked at as one of the best right backs in the world. He makes a mistake every fucking week at right back. Like, I just think some perspective is needed, because some of the tweets I seen last night, like, saying he's washed, he's finished. Like, give your fucking head a wobble. Like, seriously. There was one last night, who says who actually, like, made it sound like Trippier bet against win the game. Like, you fucking serious? Like, just mental. Like, deadly serious the lad was as well. I couldn't believe it, but just some of the slander that Trippier's had. He's been one of our most consistent performers over the last 2 years. He's been exceptional. He's got more assists than just about anybody in the Premier League this season. He's created more chances than anybody, and he's a fucking right back. Like, give him a break. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, he's had a couple of bad games. Don't let that overshadow what's been an amazing 2 years for Kieran Trippier at Newcastle United. Like, he's been absolutely outstanding. Now, go as far as saying he's been the best right back I've seen in a Newcastle United shirt, and I've seen some good right backs. Even during the Ashley era, we had Debuchy, who was seen as one of the best in Europe statistically over the half a season he was brilliant for. Kieran Trippier's been outstanding. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, those who are calling out Kieran Trippier and saying he's finished and that, give your fucking head a shake, will you? A couple of years ago, Jacob Murphy and Matt Ritchie were playing right back for Newcastle. Like, fucking hell. Like, give him a break. He is going to make mistakes. He's human. After all, and it might not coincide with his bad form, but he left the England squad due to personal reasons. We don't know what them things are. Like, give him a break. He will come round. He will bounce back because that's the mentality of the lad. That's what he expects of himself. Like I just I know there's a lot of fans backing him today and stuff like just last night. I know it's emotional when we're knocked out of a tournament and we really fancied ourselves considering we beat Man City and Man United on the way to playing Chelsea. But at the end of the day, like they've played non-stop for the last 2 months, bare bones on the bones of arse in terms of a squad. He's played just about every minute, and he's made a handful of mistakes. Like he'll bounce back. He just needs that little bit of time, that little bit of rest to bounce back, collect his cell, and go from there. But it's a little bit of a rant at a couple of fans who've called out Trippier. I don't understand it. If he had a whole season where he was shit, I'd get the criticism where it would be like, you know what, maybe it's time to let him go. But he's had a couple of bad games in what has been probably the best 2 years from a right back in a Newcastle shirt. Like, how are you, man? Like, it's just it's obscene. But we'll bounce back. The weekend we'll play Luton just before Christmas on the 23rd. With our away form at the moment, it does seem to be it will be a difficult game for us, but it is a chance for us to correct the wrong, if you will, especially going into a couple of tough away games coming up. You've got Liverpool away on New Year's Day, and you've got Sunderland as well, and we need to have our away form ready and going for that. Because obviously it's the derby, isn't it? You got to be kind of fuck up in that one, but you know what? Like we're still in a good position in the league, and yeah, it sucks without the League Cup, but we've still got the FA Cup there. We've still got good crack at the league. So it's not all doom and gloom. Do you know what I mean? Like we've been hammered in terms of injuries this season. We've been a little bit we've been unlucky in that department. So yeah, it's a bitter pill to swallow to be out the tournament. But at the end of the day, like will bounce back. This team always will. And then you look at January around the corner, you potentially new signings coming in the door, a bit more squad depth, and it really puts we in a good place going into the back end of this season. So cool heads need to prevail, and players like Kieran Trippier are going to be a massive part of being able to collect the team and hopefully we'll go on a good run now. But it's a tough one to swallow. Obviously, we defended really well for most of the game. Chelsea had more of the ball. They seemed quite once they got out of playing out of their defence because they kind of passed out from the defence. Once they get to the midfield and the attacking parts of the pitch, they seem quite competent and they seem better than what people are saying. Just defensively, they kind of get out the pack. Like they remind us a bit of Tottenham last season, where just they're a bit comical defensively. Like look at the goal Wilson scored as an example. They're fouling over each other, and in that frame where Wilson's running at these players, it's over 200 millions worth of players, and they're fouling over each other as if the Sunday League. In fact, it's an insult to Sunday League. It was just a clown show, and sadly, we didn't give them anything else to do other than that. But yeah, bitter pill to swallow, but we'll move on. Got Luton at the weekend. Got to focus on that now. So yeah, get your comments in. Let us know how you feel about the performance last night. Now you feel about Kieran Trippier as well, because at the end of the day, he joined us when we were in the shit. He supported us when we were in the bottom three, and came to us and made that risk when we were fucking abysmal. So we now need to support him when he needs us. So yeah, it works both ways, man. But I'll get your comments in. Let us know how you feel. If I don't do a review before Christmas, I should do after Luton, but if I don't and Paul ends up doing it for whatever reason, I hope you have a great Christmas and enjoying it with your family and have a good dinner and good presents and whatnot. But yeah, I love yous and leave us for now. Catch you on the next Magpie 24/7 video. See you later, everyone.